Hey, Arcturus here. Today, we're looking at the New Republic E-Wing versus Shin Hati Starfighter from LEGO Star Wars. This is set 75364 and comes with 1,056 pieces and 4 minifigures, as well as a New Republic Astromech droid. Both sets are very nicely done Starfighters and come from the Ahsoka show. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. So with the 4 minifigures we get Morgan Elsbeth, who comes with this dress piece. We get Baylan Skull, who we have here with the lightsaber, and then we have Shin Hati in her Starfighter, and we have Captain Porter in his Starfighter, as well as the New Republic Astromech droid. So we'll start off by looking at the 2 Starfighters. So we have here the E-Wing with its stud launchers here on both sides, and it has its landing gear, which can just fold up. And this one also folds up. So for play, as you wish, or if you wish to have it landed, you can set them down. The wings do have some ability to form that kind of E shape, although it is a little easy to pop them out by just bending them a little too far down. But they are with those socketed pieces, and they are locked to this angle because these bricks connect as these bricks bump. So it's a pretty nice Starfighter. It does make use of sticker pieces with this, and here. But other than that, it's a very nice white and blue Starfighter. It looks very good. It's clearly supposed to be the good guys. And you have the back of the Starfighter with the 2 engines. You have the turbojets, and then the plasma here with that nice purple angled piece. You can kind of see the Technic bracing there underneath because it is a smaller build. And then you also have your Astromech droid sitting there in the back, very common, and room for a minifigure there in the cockpit. And we'll look at him slightly later. This one does make use of 2 studs there to connect the minifigure in, and uses a printed computer piece, which is a fairly standard computer piece, I believe. But it does have some stickers here on the front as well, and those other stickers are repeated here on the sides, and of course those 2 stud launchers, which work in the way stud launchers normally work. You can also balance it on the E-Wing part, but it does put a little extra pressure on these, so it's probably better to use the landing gear, but you are of course welcome to set them however you like. For Shin Hati's Starfighter, we have a more World War I-esque Starfighter. And I say that because you have this nice big turbine here in the center. It looks like this entire thing is designed to kind of rotate as it goes through, to be some of those turbine blades, and makes very nice use of this printed piece here. I think this section is actually pretty cool. I think of the 2 Starfighters, this is the cooler one, because the E-Wing looks very similar to the X-Wing that we've seen before. I mean, obviously it's not the same ship, but it is kind of visually similar in a lot of ways, whereas this one's fairly different. This one really reminds me of, I believe they're Vulture droids from the prequel era. I might have the wrong droid, but there's a droid Starfighter that looks very similar to this, except instead of having a cockpit, this whole thing is droid. Which I always thought looked really cool, and I think this looks pretty cool. This one looks a little sleeker as well. It doesn't have retractable landing gear. It just has these 2 pieces here to kind of set on the table, and some smooth bricks, smooth pieces here to kind of let it slide on the table as you like. It also makes use of stud launchers here on the wings, and uses some nice non-tiled sections to give a little bit of texture to the wings themselves. The patterning on the wings is slightly different and shows a bit more wear, it looks like, on this one than on the E-Wing. This one also has some hidden compartments that attach by 2 studs here, and you can put a little blaster pistol in there as well, and then just keep it covered, so it looks kind of nice. Looks like these are also blaster pieces. And of course it has a cockpit. This one uses a T brick, I'm not actually sure what this brick is called, to hold Shin Hati in there instead of studs, maybe because of the angle. and also uses a sticker piece for the computer instead of the printed piece we get in the other one. It also has room to hold a lightsaber. It does have to be held by the red piece here instead of by the handle because it is a little short otherwise, but it's a very nice way to store Shin Hati's lightsaber. So some sticker pieces are of course used in these. It's Lego Star Wars, that's pretty common. I prefer printed bricks, but it's life. I really like how this thing goes together. It just kind of sockets in there as a big turbine piece. I just thought it was very clever how it goes in. I did actually make a mistake when building this. I put one of the wrong pieces in here. So keep an eye out for that because you get a nice... all the black pieces stick forward and looks very much like a turbine. If you have one of them out of place, it doesn't look quite right. And they just go in at a couple angles and you build 6 of these. It is a little odd, I think, that they had... You build 3 and then 3. And I think it's a little odd because essentially from the outside, they're all the same. So I don't really know why, unless I'm missing something. It seems a little strange to me that they have you build them in 2 sets of 3 with different pieces versus just building 6. But I didn't notice anything that was out of place on that. But if you know, let me know in the comments down below, of course. So those are the 2 Starfighters. Now we'll look at the minifigures. So we have Shin Hati with silver arms. And some detail here on her torso, what looks to be like armor plating in that gray, and her hairpiece, as well as some detail here on the back and the second face there. I thought this side looked a bit better for being piloting the Starfighter, looked a little more concentrating. Then we have Captain Porter, who has a pistol there, and some pilot detailing here on his torso and legs, as well as some plate there on the back and a helmet. His alternate head print does not have a visor on it, and it also comes with a hairpiece. But I prefer it much more with this visor piece and helmet, especially if he's going to be in the E-Wing. Next up, we have Morgan Elsbeth, who has a very simple piece, just a standard skirt piece, and then some detail here on the back, and much more simple minifigure, and does have a secondary face print hidden behind the hair as well. A very nice molded hairpiece, I will say, though. Next up, we have Balin Scroll, who has some detail here, as well as the back printing. He also has silver arms, much like Morgan Elsbeth, and some nice detail here on the front. The detail on the torso is in green, which might be a little difficult to see. I'm not 100%. And he, of course, comes with a red lightsaber. And then we have our New Republic Astromech Droid in yellow and blue. As only front printing on the torso here, unlike some of the nicer R2-D2 prints. But the kind of standard Astromech Droid look. Overall, I liked this set. I thought it was pretty fun to build. I do like that you get 2 different Starfighters. A little more detail on each of them would have been nice, but for 1,000 pieces, I think it's quite well done. I do like Shin Hati's Starfighter a bit more. I think it's a little sleeker looking, probably because it doesn't have the landing gear, so it's a little thinner of a profile. It's a little less blocky, I think, in a lot of ways. And it does remind me of some of those Droid Starfighters. It'd be cool if we got some of those Droid Starfighters again, actually. That'd be a very nice set. As Lego sets go, this would be a decent playset. Some of them are more display sets. I think this would probably be more on the playset side. Well, that's all I have for today. If there's a Lego set you'd like to see me look at next, let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you next week with another video.